And tonight on The Project, after its roaring debut success, tickets for the next 7 p.m. weekend away sell like hotcakes. And the Eels lose again. Tonight we share a touching story about a new support group created for sad Eels supporters. I'm Carrie Bickmore, and you're with the Sunday at 7 p.m. Project. But kicking off tonight, we discuss eternity.
Yes, in the daily grind running to and fro, I wonder if you've ever considered stopping for a moment, lifting your eyes to see the bigger picture. See, eternity is seeing God at the helm, steering all of history. But tonight we ask, what is he doing? What is his plan or will? And of course, what does this have to do with us?
Huge questions, huge.
Now, I managed to find someone who knows all about eternity.
I want to stay young forever.
Yeah, well, thanks for that helpful insight, Hughesy. But actually, tonight on The Project, we have the privilege of having a real expert, Greg Lee. Now, this guy has spoken at some really important conferences like NTE and NextGen, and now the pinnacle of important conferences. Yes, we can confirm that he has accepted an invitation to speak at the Sunday at 7 p.m. weekend away.
Wow, incredible conference.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Hi Greg, so glad you can join us.
It's great to be here, always a pleasure.
So, Greg, tonight we're speaking about God's plans for all eternity. You claim that these have got something to do with Jesus. What's the story there?
Well, Jesus is the story. God has always had this enormous plan for history. And even though Jesus only enters into the story pretty late, Jesus is actually what the whole story is about. Everything that happened before Jesus in the history of the universe was just preparing for him. And everything that's happened after Jesus is just the fallout and waiting for Jesus to come back.
Well, Greg, eternity seems like a topic so far off in the distance, in the future or something. Do we really need to think about this? Does it really impact on our day-to-day lives?
I think the way I'd answer that is say, what if eternity is now? What if Jesus was coming back this afternoon? It would change the way you live, wouldn't it? Well, it turns out eternity already is now. Jesus has done everything that he needed to do to save the world and in fact to prepare the world for him to come back and to judge. That totally changes all sorts of things. We often think, there are some really urgent things I've got to get done. I've got to get a job, got to save for a house, got to get married, have kids. Turns out that a lot of the things we think are most important actually aren't very important at all. And a whole bunch of things we think aren't really important are massive priorities. And so what we need to do is figure out, how does Jesus fit into God's plan? And how do I not waste my life doing unimportant things?
Well, Greg, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, what a lot to think about. Eternity, God of all history, Jesus at the centre of the plan, and what it means to live in the last days. Want to know more? Well, this is where I plug the upcoming weekend away. It's going to be great. See you there.